Hello children, welcome again to the virtual session. So let us begin with some general instructions for the notebook. Kindly do not copy everything from the video as notes. So everything given as pointers should not be copied as notes. Writing work in the notebook will be clearly specified during the video session. So whenever I am explaining that time I will tell you what to take down in your notebook. Everything should not be copied as a notes. You have to draw 2 centimeter margin on right hand side of every page of the notebook in pencil. Topics to be entered in the index with the date. That means it should be the first session of the chapter. And diagrams to be neatly drawn in pencil with labeling in black pen. So this should be clear with you. These are the general instructions for the notebook you have to follow for every session. So let us begin with chapter 1, matter in a surrounding. Let us recap the effect of change of temperature which we have discussed in a previous session. Let us see before we go ahead with the topics, because we are going to relate to what we have done in a earlier session. So we need to understand what is the effect of change of temperature on solids, which you have done. What happened to matter when we heat it? So when we heat it, the kinetic energy between the particles of solid will increase, which will decrease the force of reaction between attraction between them. Then they start vibrating and they change their position. Slowly, due to heat, the particles become free and a solid convert into liquid. So this we have discussed why solid becomes liquid when you supply heat. We have seen this. Now what happened in liquids? We are going to start for the day with liquids. Effect of temperature on liquids. When we heat liquids, what happens? Just like in solid, the kinetic energy of the particles of liquid increases, the force of attraction among them decreases and they start moving freely. As we keep on supplying the heat, a point comes when the particles overcome the force of attraction completely. This is when a liquid starts changing into gas. So, liquids similarly, as you heat solid, it will convert into liquid. Liquid, when you heat, it will convert into gas, because we are manipulating some factors there, and a factor of temperature. That means you are supplying heat. You are increasing the kinetic energy between the particles. That means you are decreasing the intermolecular forces of attraction between them. When the intermolecular force of attraction decreases, the molecules will try to move apart and therefore they will change the state. So this is how liquid will turn into gas when you apply heat. That means effect of temperature. So what is latent heat now? The heat energy which is used to break the force of attraction between the particles of matter is known as latent heat. Since the heat is hidden, therefore it is called as latent heat. We have discussed this. You have to take down this definition in your notebook. So it is a hidden heat because it is not being shown. Why? Because that heat energy is utilized by the particles to overcome the intermolecular force of attraction. So that is not being very evident. It is hidden. So that's why it is called as latent heat. Boiling point. Now since we are learning the effect of temperature on liquids, that's why we need to understand the concept of boiling point here. The temperature at which a liquid starts boiling at the atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point. So for example, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius or 373 Kelvin. You all know. So you have to take down the definition of boiling point in your notebook. Then latent heat of vaporization, the amount of heat energy required to change or convert 1 kg of liquid into gas at atmospheric pressure at its boiling point is known as latent heat of vaporization. So this is the amount of heat that is required to convert 1 kg of liquid into gas. So you need to understand the latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. Here fusion, what happens? Solid turns to liquid. Here in vaporization, liquid turns to gas. So that amount of heat is called as latent heat of vaporization, and there it is called latent heat of fusion. You need to compare the concept and understand these concepts very clearly. Take it down in your notebook, children. Now energy from a stove heat up a liquid water and create steam. This you all know. When you heat a liquid, you get steam, and that steam has very high amount of energy because of the we are supplying here, and the particles gain enough energy to move apart. So that will change the state. what happens when we decrease the temperature. So now the effect of temperature when we are decreasing it. Till now we have seen when you are increasing the temperature. So normally we see when we decrease the temperature, especially in gases, what happens, the kinetic energy between the particles decreases and they turn into a liquid state, because the particles which had moved apart, they will try to come closer and they turn into liquid state. This is a condensation or liquefaction process. A very good example is the LPG gas which we use at home, that is liquefied petroleum gas. The process of converting a gas into liquid by cooling down its temperature. This is a liquefaction, condensation. So you have to take down this definition in your notebook with example. The formation of cloud is due to the condensation of water vapor from earth. So this is a condensation process and this is the effect of temperature on gases. On liquids, what happened to liquids, where the kinetic energy between the particle decreases if you lower down the temperature and they turn into solid state. Example, formation of ice. When you are keeping water in refrigerator, what happened, you are decreasing the kinetic energy between the particles of water or molecules of water. They, when where they have enough kinetic energy, they are vibrating, that's why they are in a liquid state. But when you are decreasing the temperature, the kinetic energy will decrease. They will try to move very slowly in the mean position, and then what will happen, it will decrease the kinetic energy of the particles and it will increase the intermolecular forces of attraction between the particles. That's why they will try to remain together, and then it will water will turn into ice. So this is the formation of ice. Sublimation, you have to take down the definition of sublimation here. Change of state of a gas directly into solid and vice versa is known as sublimation. For example, camphor is a solid that directly evaporates into the air without changing to a liquid state. So sublimable substances, as we have discussed in our earlier session also, there are certain substances like naphthalene, camphor, anthracene, ammonium chloride. They directly go from solid to gaseous state or from gaseous state to solid state without passing the intervening liquid state. So such substances are called as sublimable substances, and this process is called as sublimation. So it is a process where there is a change of state, but the middle state, that is the liquid state, is skipped. So this is called as sublimation. You have to take down with the example. Then therefore, by increasing or decreasing the temperature, we can change the state of matter into one another. Here is the diagram that sum up this. So we have seen in our previous session and today itself how matter can change its state. By increasing, decreasing temperature, we can bring change in the state of matter. So state of matter, the triangle you can see over here, and we have discussed in earlier session the evaporation process. Liquid goes evaporation when you supply heat, then condensation it goes back to solid, then solid on melting or fusion will go to liquid state, or freezing or solidification, liquid will turn into solid. So all this process, this we have already discussed with the diagram in earlier session. Sublimation, where a solid is going directly to a gaseous state, and from gaseous state directly to a solid state. So this is a state of matter change triangle which we have discussed in our earlier session. Now we have to see effect of change of pressure. By applying pressure, we can bring the particles of matter close to each other, thereby increasing the force of attraction among the particles. So when we compress and decrease the temperature of a gas, the gas changes into liquid. So dry ice is a very good example. It can directly turn into gas by decreasing the pressure to 1 atmosphere. So this is the effect of change of pressure. When we are applying pressure, we are increasing the force of attraction among the particles. Evaporation we have done. We need to understand this concept. Again, evaporation, particles of matters are always moving and are never at rest, and at a given temperature in any gas, liquid or solid, there are particles with different amount of kinetic energy. So in the case of liquid, a small fraction of particles will get enough energy to escape and they break away the force of attraction, and this phenomena of change of a liquid into vapors at any temperature below its boiling point is called as evaporation. So just a quick recap of what we have done. This is evaporation is a surface phenomenon, and you can see particles on a higher energy evaporating, medium energy pulled back into the water, and lower energy remain as liquid. Then everyday life example you have seen in your earlier session: drying of clothes, ironing of clothes, cooling down of hot tea and other hot liquids, wet floors, melting of ice cube, preparation of common salt, evaporation of nail paint remover, drying of wet hair. All these are the everyday example of evaporation which we have seen in our earlier session. So factors which are affecting evaporation are: rate of evaporation increases with increase in the surface area. Second one, with the increase of temperature, more number of particles get enough energy to go into the vapor state. Then humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. If the amount of water vapor is already more, then it will not take up more water. Therefore, humidity will affect. More the humidity, less will be the evaporation. More the wind speed, fourth factor, higher the wind speed, better will be the evaporation. We have discussed this, is just a recap of that. So rate of evaporation, this is the sum up of the table which we have discussed in the earlier session. So you have to take it down this in your notebook, the condition, rate of evaporation and the reason. So we have discussed this in the earlier session. Please take this table down in your notebook, children. Evaporation causes cooling. The particles of liquid absorb energy from the surrounding to gain the energy lost during evaporation. So evaporation causes cooling because it is taking away energy from the surrounding to before leaving the surface or before leaving the surrounding. So therefore the surrounding or the surface becomes cool. So when evaporation occurs, it absorbs all the heat from the surrounding and hence evaporation causes cooling. How evaporation occurs? Warm air, when it undergo evaporation, it entering a surface, and when leaving the surface, if water is there, the water will evaporate. Warm air, because of the warm air, water will evaporate, and it will make the air cooler because it will take away the heat. Water will take away the heat from the surface. Some example: when tea is poured into a saucer, it is very hot and it is exposed to a large area and causes evaporation in the tea. Tea becomes cold. Second example, in summer season, the water gets cool in an earthen pot because it has a fine pores in it through which water seeps out, get evaporated. So earthen pot is a better option to keep water cool in summers. When we sweat, we sit under the fan and we feel cool. Doctors advise patients with fever to keep a wet on their forehead. Wet khaskhas screen hung at the door of the room keeps the room cool. So evaporation and boiling. Evaporation is there's a difference between them. We have seen this in the earlier session. Boiling is a bulk phenomenon. Particles from the bulk of the liquid change into vapor state. Evaporation is a surface phenomenon. Particles from the surface gain enough energy to overcome the force of attraction present in the liquid and change into the vapor state. So these are the 2 points of difference. You have to take down this in your notebook, children. So now after the recap of the topics which we have done in our earlier session and this session, we will start with the textual exercise. Which of the following are matter? Chair, air, love, smell, hate, almonds, thought, cold drink, smell of perfume. So let us see. Anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. Matter can exist in 3 physical states: solid, liquid and gases. Chair and almonds are forms of matter in the solid state. Cold drink is a liquid state of matter. Air is a gaseous state of matter. So you have to take down these question answers in your notebook, children. A very important note here: the sense of smell is not matter. You can just understand this. Need not write in your notebook, but try and understand the sense of smell is not matter. However, the smell or odor of substance is classified as matter. The smell of any substance, say perfume, can be classified as matter. This is because perfume is in liquid state inside the bottle. It comes out in the form of tiny droplets. These droplets of perfume are matter and spread out in the atmosphere to create a sense of smell. This smell can be detected by our olfactory system. So a sense of smell is not a matter, should be clear with these points. Question 2. Give reason for the following observation. The smell of hot sizzling food reaches you several meters away, but to get the smell from cold food you have to to go close. Why this happen? Because solid diffuse at a very slow rate. But if the temperature of the solid is increased, then the rate of diffusion of the solid particles into the air increases. This is due to an increase in the kinetic energy of the solid particles. Hence, the smell of hot sizzling food reaches us even at a distance. But to get the smell from the cold food, we have to go to close. So this is the answer for this. You have to relate to the diffusion of the solid diffuses at very slow rate. But if the temperature is increased, the rate of diffusion of the solid particle will also increase into the air. A diver is able to cut through water in a swimming pool. Which property of matter does this observation show? So this observation show the ability of a diver to cut through water in a swimming pool shows that the particles of matter have intermolecular spaces. The intermolecular spaces in liquid is fair enough to let the diver pass through it. Take down in your notebook, children. What are the characteristics of particles of matter? This is very important question. 3 marks for 3 points. The characteristic of particles of matter, they have particles of matter have spaces between them. Particles of matter are continuously moving. Particles of matter attract each other. So these are the 3 important points. Take it down. Okay, so now you need to arrange this question 5. Arrange the following in the order of increasing density. Air from exhaust from chimney, honey, water, chalk, cotton and iron. So you need to relate to this concept. Density is equal to mass upon volume. So let us see, more the mass, greater will be the density, because this is directly proportional, and density is inversely proportional to the volume. So if volume is more, density will be less. So you have to relate to that concept to arrange this in order. So accordingly, the given substance in the increasing order of the density will be air, then exhaust from chimney, then cotton, water, honey, chalk and iron. So iron will be having the maximum density. Then chalk, honey, water, then that order. So this is an increasing order of the density. You can write in your book. Tabulate the differences in the characteristic of states of matter. Comment upon the rigidity, compressibility, fluidity, filling a gas container, shape, kinetic energy and density. So the differences in the characteristic of state of matter are given in the following table. So over here, solid, liquid and gaseous state. Here solid have a definite shape and volume. Liquid no definite shape. Liquid attain the shape of the vessel in which they are kept. Gaseous state, gases have neither a definite shape nor a definite volume. Solid incompressible, liquid compressible to small extent, gaseous highly compressible. Solid state, there's a little space between the particles of solid. Liquid state, these particles have a greater space between them. And gaseous state, the spaces between the gas particle is the greatest. So you have to make columns and write this answer. Okay, so now solid state, liquid state and gaseous state, these particles, solid state, attract each other very strongly. Liquid state, force of attraction between the particle is less than solid particles. Gaseous state, the force of attraction is least between the gaseous particle. And solid state, particles of solid cannot move freely. Liquid state, these particles move freely. Gaseous state, gaseous particles are in continuous random motion. So you can make columns, you can continue with the column and you can write these points of difference. Rigidity can be expressed as the tendency of matter to resist a change in shape. So you have to define those terms in that questions, which was having two parts, to find the difference between solid, liquid and gas and define all these concepts. So rigidity is a tendency of matter to resist a change. That means solid, if you take, it will be highly rigid because it will resist the change in shape. Whereas liquid and gas, you can take the shape of the container. So you can relate to that concept. Compressibility is the ability to be reduced to a lower volume when force is applied. Fluidity is the ability to flow by a filling a gas container. We mean the attainment of shape of the container by gas. So shape defines a definite boundary. Kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a particle due to its motion. And density is mass per unit volume. So these are the concepts we have to define for that question. It was divided into parts. Now give reason. You are going to write this give reason on your own in your notebook. You try these questions in your notebook. You can go through this and you can find the answer from the session, but you have to give an attempt to that question. So what was the question? Just let me repeat the question for you. A gas fills completely the vessel when it is kept. You have to give reason for this. A gas exerts pressure on the walls of the container. A wooden table should be called a solid. We can easily move a hand in air, but do the same through a solid block of wood. We need a karate expert. So you can see the session here. Your answers are there, but you try to attempt that answers. Now, liquids generally have a lower density as compared to solid, but you must have observed that ice flows on water. Find out why. So, why? The mass per unit volume of a substance is called density. So, density is equal to mass upon volume. As the volume of a substance increases, its density decreases. So, this is the answer for that question, as we have discussed. Okay, so though ice is a solid, is a large number of empty spaces between them. These spaces are larger as compared to the spaces present between the particles of water. Thus, the volume of ice is greater than that of water. Hence, the density of ice is less than that of water. A substance with lower density than water can float on water. Therefore, ice flows on water. So, you can make this answer in your notebook. Assignment, you are going to do convert the falling temperature to Celsius scale 300K and 573K. You have to convert into Celsius scale. So what you have to do, you have to subtract, you have to take 300 minus 273 degrees Celsius. You have to subtract to get the Celsius scale, because 0 degree Celsius is equal to 273K. So you have to do that assignment. Thank you, children. I hope you understood what you need to write in your notebook. It was a revision session as well as discussion of textual question answer. Remaining textual question answers we are going to discuss in the next session. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.